Well, welcome to the frozen north. We had our worst snowstorm so far this winter, which wasn't really much. I don't know, 10 centimeters, 3-4 inches, something like that. And it's mild right now. It's above freezing, 2 degrees. But I thought I would take you along and make a few clips and show you what happens here in the frozen north after a snowstorm. I'm wearing you this morning in a special harness for the GoPro. Might only be 3 or 4 centimeters of it, but it's heavy stuff. Part of the evening last night it changed to freezing rain, and that makes things very, very heavy. Get it cleaned off because it may get colder later, and if it does, this will all freeze solid and be very hard to remove. And that's a snow scraper. I was remarking to some of my friends earlier today in an email how great it is to be retired on a day like this. I could sit in the house all morning and just enjoy my coffee and look out at this, not having to get out and do anything or go anywhere. It's now mid-morning, about 11, and I would say that the main roads down out of where I live would probably be just bare and wet at this time because it's quite mild, and the highways people would have plowed them and added salt. So normally I have my driveway plowed. As you can see, it's fairly long, but I don't want it plowed yet because the ground isn't frozen, and that makes an awful mess. So I put my car out at the further out than it normally is, so that the man who does my plowing would realize that I'd rather wait for another storm. But I want to get this out of here because if it gets colder tonight, that'll freeze into a solid block of ice. I'll be the rest of the winter trying to drive over it. This is just a little bit of a snowbank that the snowplow made. It was up in here last night. Nothing very much. Get rid of it now and it'll make things easier later on, I guess. I'm going to try to clean off some of the ice things off the car. The main roads couldn't have been all that bad anyway. Today is garbage day in this part of the village where I live, and I always put my large wheelie bin out the evening before. This morning I went up and checked it at 8 o'clock, and at 8 o'clock this morning they'd already been here and taken the garbage. It was empty, so I would say from that the main roads can't be too bad, because the garbage truck comes from the mainland via highway through the U.S. to here, and takes our garbage, almost a 2-hour drive from here to the sanitary landfill site where it goes. So they were able to get here and have this section of the work done sometime before 8 a.m. So that would indicate that the main roads must have been in pretty good condition, I guess. Well, there's most of it off the windows anyway, and I freed up the windshield wipers, but I'll leave the car running with the inside heater turned wide open and for 20 minutes or so, and that will soften everything up on the roof so that I can easily brush it off. I'll take you for a little walk out to the cabin. I've already been out once. You're probably getting some wind noise because the back that I have on the GoPro is the open back because it isn't raining or anything anymore. And I can get a little better sound quality this way. Don't have to do a voiceover afterwards. So I've been out. This is one of the bird tables. I was out earlier this morning and put seed on both of them. This one and the one out at the cabin. This area here is very wet. I'm glad when the ground does freeze, so I can stop slopping through the wet mud here that I fell in a couple of weeks ago. See the hoop house that now has a banking of snow around the base. That happens in the kind of snowstorm that we just had. The snow was wet and kind of heavy, so it just kept accumulating and sliding down the side and building up. It's supposed to be up to 10 degrees in a day or so, so I think this will all melt again. But here we are at the cabin, and there are some birds at that feeder, I guess. Well, I'll take you back to the house. I won't make you walk back with me, but I haven't been in to see how the chickens are doing, so I have a little treat of scratch feed for them today. Well, this is the coop that has the roosters in. I'm not so sure if anybody will come out, although they do have bare ground there. I'll come back and we'll look at that in a second, see if anybody does come out the little door. And over here is the coop that has everybody else, the two little banty roosters, the bantams, my chanticleers, and my other. And that is Prince Leah, if you can see him peeking out the door. He says, "I don't think so, Dad." But here comes a chanticleer. Definitely a Canadian breed. Snow does not deter a chanticleer in the least. They'll eventually all be out here walking around on the ice. I haven't been getting a lot of eggs lately. The majority of my large egg-laying breeds are 3 years old, so I expect them to slow down. I have 4 chanticleers, I think it is, that are a year old, and they have temporarily stopped laying because they're molting. Some of them are sad-looking creatures with feathers all gone and starting to grow in new ones. And the young chanticleers, the 6 young ones, are just starting to lay. Actually, I've been getting small eggs from them. They've been laying them wherever they feel like laying them, on the floor or whatever, not too many in the nest, but I think the one that I got yesterday was actually in a nest, and it was a double yolk egg. I just used it this morning. That tends to happen when a bird is just starting to lay for the first time. I gave them some fresh shavings in here last night, so it's not looking too bad today. I already see this is a 5-grain scratch, which they love. I think they love it mostly because one of the 5 grains is corn. They love corn. In the nest so far, I just see one. Yep. But there's one down here on the ground. And that's one of the new chanticleers again. Not that large of an egg, but they probably get 25% larger than that when a chanticleer egg is full grown. Oh, don't get nasty now. And these, my little black bantams, the mixed breeds, that right there is, you play hard to get you. That was Little Red. I had her up last night for another little talking to. She loves to be picked up every afternoon, and we walk around and talk for a while. And I don't see, there's Handsome, he's over there. He's in this, that's the newest banty rooster. And Prince Leah, the older one, 3-year-old one. They seem to get along quite well. No big issues at all. So, anyway, I will finish this off by taking you for a walk when I go over to get my mail, if there is any mail after a storm. One of the roosters from the bachelor pad here has been out. There's a little bit of a scratch feed on the ground in there. I put it out for them last night before they went in. He's not staying out. He said, no, the other guys aren't coming out, I'm going in too. I decided to do the walk over to the mailboxes as a slideshow, a time lapse. So I hope you don't get seasick here. It's kind of bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Every frame is a different step, basically. It was taking 2 frames a second, I guess, and I only recorded the first half of it. I didn't bother making a recording of the return journey. The roads weren't too bad. There's a bit of slush and things on them, but they would be quite safe for driving. And as I have said, I guess the main highway down to the left there, where I just turned, would probably just be bare and wet. I don't think there would be any snow or slush on it. These side roads they won't put salt on because of the way the paving's done. The main highway is asphalt and they salt it, and that makes it get down to bare pavement much sooner. Down over the hill here now towards the mailboxes. We have community mailboxes. They don't deliver to your house. They never have here. I guess in the rest of Canada, a lot of places are having to put up with community mailboxes now as well. Some of the houses are looking nice with the fresh snow around them. This is the mailbox. I have to show you before it's all over with you what I got. Ta-da! The new Vesey Seed Catalog has arrived, my favorite catalog. Well, hello everybody. Little Red and I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you for watching. And we'd like to wish all of our American friends a happy Thanksgiving. This video is being made on Thanksgiving Day. I've been invited to have Thanksgiving dinner with American friends down in Roxbluff, Maine, but due to the storm, the Thanksgiving dinner has been postponed. It's going to be a Black Friday dinner, I guess. We're going to have it tomorrow instead of today. But Little Red is very sweet and very inquisitive this evening because actually it's getting kind of, not exactly dark here. The sun's another hour or so yet from setting. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but because of the clouds, it's getting kind of shady, and Little Red had already gone to roost with everybody else, and she's not quite sure why I got her up. Give you a little close-up of her there. A very special little girl, aren't you? Yes, dear. Little red feathers at her neck there is where she gets her name from. The only thing that distinguishes her in looks from her sisters, but they all have nice personalities, but Little Red seems to have the nicest. Well, thank you very much for watching.